German leaders who is going to be present at these talks. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who has left for Washington to join these European leaders, and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy for talks with President Donald Trump. Trump is pressing Ukraine for a quick peace deal after his summits with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Meanwhile, German Foreign Minister Johann Wadephul, speaking in Tokyo, called for increased pressure on Russia and more aid for Ukraine, stressing firm security guarantees so Kyiv can defend itself even after a ceasefire or peace agreement. Let's now listen to the German Foreign Minister.
Es ist gut und wichtig, dass Präsident Trump es sich zum Ziel gemacht hat, das Sterben in der Ukraine zu beenden. Das Treffen in Alaska hat verdeutlicht, für einen gerechten und dauerhaften Frieden muss Moskau sich endlich bewegen. Bis das nicht passiert, muss der Druck auf Russland erhöht werden, auch mit verstärkten Ukraine-Hilfen. Dass auch Japan die Ukraine bislang mit 12 Milliarden Dollar unterstützt hat und Sanktionen gegen Russland durchsetzt, dafür bin ich sehr dankbar.
Well, Professor Tolerai, thank you ever so much for staying with us. Of course, security guarantees, if there is a ceasefire or at least a truce or end to the war, is something that Europe are very keen on, also Ukraine. And Donald Trump has been positive. Why do you think that Germany is repeating this rhetoric when Trump has confirmed himself that there will be security guarantees for Ukraine?
I'm thinking why nobody speaks about security guarantees for Russia as a outcome of this peace process. What are the security guarantees for Russia from invasion or psychological war or terrorism or economic warfare like the sanctions on the part of European countries, on the NATO countries? Are there any guarantees that Russia should demand as a result of the peace deal? I'm more concerned with that, actually, when the security guarantees to Ukraine. One thing is clear to me: Ukraine should be a neutral state and shouldn't be a part of NATO. What other guarantees they want, that's their business.
Yes, and Professor Tolerai, of course, that's something Donald Trump has also repeated, that NATO membership for Ukraine is not a possibility. Of course, just building on your point on security guarantees for Russia, European leaders will say that Russia were the instigator in this. We have heard that rhetoric multiple times. But let's look at the European unity that we have seen amongst almost all of the EU bloc nations, also the United Kingdom and the coalition of the willing as well. Do you think that they have been successful in their unity in the face of sanctions against Russia that, to put it bluntly, haven't really been that effective?
Of course, the sanctions hurt, and the desire of European leaders in different degree to instigate as much damage to Russia as possible is regrettable, and it's not welcome, and it won't be tolerated. But I think that sooner or later, the European nations will elect the leaders who will be more realistic and will understand that they cannot deliver strategic defeat to Russia, and we should try to learn to live together in a more pragmatic and realistic way.
Yes, Professor Tolerai, if you do stay with us once again, we have another development, this time away from diplomacy and into Ukraine and the battlefields as well. This comes as a Russian drone attack on Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, has killed 7 people overnight, including a toddler